So Ashtavakra continues, he says, you are the only seer of everything and you are always free. Your bondage is that you think you are something other than the seer. Yeah, you are the only seer of everything and you are always free. Your bondage is that you think you are something other than the seer. So Ashtavakra continue pointing out towards the consciousness, and this time he is pointing out to a very interesting property. He's saying that you are the only seer. Before he used the word witness, sachi, right? This time he is using the word drashta, seer. So he's saying you are the only seer of everything, yeah, and you are always free. So if we practice some meditation, right, or if we practice any spiritual practice which increases the depth of awareness, in a reasonable amount of time, right, we can get to the point where we can easily see that there are a lot of thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations which are constantly changing inside ourselves, right? And then there is this consciousness which is separate from them and it observes them, right? It is a drashta, it sees them, right? It is not entangled in them, but it sees them, it sees these constant changes, right? At least for some amount of time we can get to that point where we can easily see, okay, this is what is going on, right? There's a substance, there is a element which is observing, which is seeing all the movement, all the changes into thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensation, as well as the what is changing in the external world as well, right? So there we can get easily, there we can get reasonably that I am someone who is observing all these different changes. I am the drashta, I am the seer who is observing all these different changes inside myself, right? There we can get through our own practice, there we can get through our own experience. But what Ashtavakra is pointing out here is on the next level, right? What he's pointing out here and saying is there is only one drashta, there is only one seer, right? This consciousness, this quality of seeing is not limited to our own thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensation, right? This is what he's trying to point out. Eko drashta, right? There is only one consciousness which is, experiencing or which is seeing through everything, which is seeing the entire universe. But our experience is that my awareness, my consciousness is seeing these thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensation inside my frame of body, right? But Ashtavakra is pointing out it's not like this. Actually, it's a universal consciousness that is currently observing your thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensation. But the consciousness itself is universal. Yeah, eko drashta. So that is one thing the Ashtavakra is pointing out in this verse. The consciousness is universal. And then he says, eko drashta, and then he says that you are always free, because the Ashtavakra asks these questions, right? How can I be liberated? How can I be detached? And the Janak asks these questions. The Ashtavakra is replying that you are by nature, naturally you are free, right? Naturally the consciousness is free. It is almost as if like the sunlight, right? The sunlight is illuminating so many different things. It is also sort of, cultivating, or it's also helping plants to grow, right? It's nourishing them and all that thing. But actually sunlight is free of everything, right? Sunlight is not getting affected by anything, right? Even though it is illuminating something, it is nourishing something, it is doing so many different things, but sunlight doesn't get affected by any of this, right? The same way he's saying the consciousness is separate. Consciousness is free, just like the sunlight is free from all the things it is illuminating. The consciousness is free from all the things it is observing, right? In that sense, he's saying you're already free, you're naturally free, you're naturally liberated. The problem is that you think you are something else other than the consciousness, right? And that is the bondage. That ignorance is the bondage. Very precisely he is pointing out where the problem is, right? You are the consciousness, you are the universal, you are free from everything, but out of ignorance we think we are something else, and because of that ignorance, because of that misunderstanding, there is a bondage, right? And the bondage is somewhat imaginary. Actually there is no bondage, but the bondage is happening because of this misunderstanding of I am not consciousness but something else, right? As soon as that misunderstanding happens, the bondage starts, right? So Ashtavakra is pointing out very precisely to that point where the problem is, right? Where the bondage is. That you think the bondage is that we think that we are something other than the consciousness. Consciousness has no problem, right? Consciousness is free. Consciousness has no problem. But the problem is this misunderstanding of something that we understand we are not the consciousness but something else in some moments, right? What do we think we are if we are not the consciousness, right? So obviously our identification goes either with our body, right? I am the body, but we have discussed this before in some other words that the Dastavakra pointed out, you are not the body. It's not possible that you are the body, right? But our identification is very strong with our body, and our belief is very strong that I am the body. Even though if we do some inquiry scientifically, we can clearly see this does not make sense. But our identification is there. So one thing we start identifying with our body, then we are moving away from the consciousness and then thinking I am the body, and then the whole problem of the body becomes our problem, right? The problem of consciousness, which is not true, but the ignorance is such, right, that it feels like all these problems are mine. So that is one identification with the body. The second identification, we can say, is on the level of thoughts, that we get identified with different concepts, right? We get identified with, like, I am an Indian, right? Or I am a son of somebody, I am a husband of somebody, things like these, right? So we get identified with these concepts, this mental fabrication, these mental concepts, and once we get identified with that, and then again the whole bondage starts, right? So Astavakra is pointing out these identifications are the bondages, right? Actually there is no bondage, actually you are free, actually the consciousness is free and universal. Because of these misunderstandings, because of these illusions, cognitive illusions, we start believing we are something else, and then that belief creates the bondage, right? So the Astavakra is fairly straightforward and precise in terms of explaining what we are and what we are not.